In the distant future, humanity had spread its reach across dozens of star systems, becoming a thriving interstellar civilization. But not all species in the galaxy were happy to see humans expand so far. The Tyrell Empire, a brutal race known for their war-hungry ways and centuries of conquest, saw humans as a threat. After a series of skirmishes, the Tyrell finally declared war. Earth's colonies were the first to fall, and soon all that remained was Sol, the home system of humanity. Admiral Julia Hayes stood on the deck of her flagship, the Dawnbringer, gazing out at the distant stars. Every day, her fleets diminished as Tyrell forces pushed humanity closer and closer to extinction. Only a handful of ships remained now, all gathered near the defensive outposts orbiting Earth. They had no hope of winning. The Tyrell had thousands of warships, a technological edge, and an army that never seemed to tire. But Julia knew humanity would not surrender. "Admiral, incoming transmission from the Tyrell fleet," her communications officer said. The voice of the Tyrell warlord boomed through the speakers. "Humans, this is your final warning. Surrender now, and we will spare your kind. Refuse, and we will wipe your species from existence." Julia clenched her fists, then turned to her crew. "Patch me through." She spoke with calm determination. "This is Admiral Hayes of the Sol Defense Fleet. You can try, Tyrell, but humanity doesn't break. We've survived worse than you." She paused, letting her words sink in. "Come and take it." The Tyrell wasted no time. Within minutes, the sensors detected the enemy fleet, a vast armada of ships blotting out the stars. It was the largest fleet humanity had ever seen, dwarfing Earth's defenses. Julia felt a knot in her stomach, but she swallowed her fear. Now was not the time for doubt. "Activate Project Phoenix," she ordered. Project Phoenix was humanity's last hope, a secret weapon built in the desperate final months of the war. It wasn't a superweapon or an advanced fleet of ships. Instead, it was a gambit, an innovative idea born from human ingenuity. Deep within the heart of the Sol system, scientists had been working on a way to manipulate space-time itself. They called it the Singularity Cannon. The Tyrell fleet moved in, launching waves of fighters and energy blasts at Earth's defense platforms. Despite the shields, the platforms began to crumble under the sheer firepower. Julia ordered her remaining ships to engage, knowing they wouldn't last long. As her fleet fought valiantly, she stood firm on the bridge of the Dawnbringer, watching the chaos unfold. "We've lost the Ironclad and Valkyrie," her tactical officer reported. Julia grit her teeth. 2 more ships gone. Finally, the moment came. "Singularity Cannon is fully charged, Admiral." Julia took a deep breath. If this didn't work, humanity was finished. She gave the order. Fire. From deep within the Sol system, a pulse of unimaginable energy surged outward. Space itself began to warp and twist as the Singularity Cannon unleashed its power. The Tyrell ships closest to the blast zone were instantly torn apart, crushed by the sudden shift in gravitational forces. Julia watched in awe as the massive armada began to falter, its ships thrown into disarray. But the Tyrell weren't so easily defeated. The warlord's voice cut through the comms once again, furious. "You may have delayed your end, humans, but you cannot stop the inevitable. We will burn your world to ash." Julia knew the Singularity Cannon was a one-time use. It had bought them precious time, but the battle was far from over. She turned to her crew, determination in her eyes. "We're not finished yet. Prepare for Operation Exodus." While the Tyrell focused their efforts on Earth, they hadn't noticed what humanity had been doing in the shadows. Over the last few months, under the cover of war, the brightest minds had developed a way to evacuate key civilian populations and essential personnel to a hidden colony far beyond the reaches of the Tyrell Empire. Operation Exodus would ensure that humanity would survive, even if Earth didn't. As the last remnants of the Sol Defense Fleet continued to fight, Admiral Hayes knew that she couldn't abandon Earth. The Tyrell had to believe that the entire fate of humanity rested here, so they would commit everything to destroying it. Julia had decided to remain behind, to make her final stand. "Divert all power to the main cannons. We're taking as many of them with us as we can." The Dawnbringer and the remaining ships charged into the heart of the Tyrell fleet, guns blazing. The space around Earth became a storm of fire and destruction as the two forces clashed. Explosions ripped through the void, ships were torn apart, and entire sections of the battle became blinding with light. One by one, the human ships fell, but not before taking several Tyrol warships with them. Julia knew she wouldn't survive this battle, but her sacrifice and the sacrifice of her crew would give humanity a fighting chance to live on. As the Dawnbringer took a crippling hit, warning alarms blared across the ship. Julia stumbled but remained at her post. The ship was breaking apart, but she had one last trick up her sleeve. "Activate the self-destruct sequence," she ordered. The Tyrol flagship was close enough now. If the Dawnbringer detonated, it would take their leader with them. The warlord's voice filled the comms once again. "You fight well, human, but your efforts are futile. The Tyrol Empire is eternal." Julia smiled grimly. "So is humanity." With that, the Dawnbringer exploded in a brilliant burst of light, obliterating the Tyrol flagship and crippling their fleet. Back on Earth, those who remained watched as the Tyrol ships began to retreat, leaderless and broken. For now, Earth was safe, but far away, the Exodus fleet was already on its way to a new home. Humanity would endure. It always did.